Yo, what up, man? Hope everybody's doing good. You know what I'm saying? Got done kicking it with your family, talking shit, playing spades. Anyway, I just figured it out. And we ain't in this fucking problem because of no fucking white people. It ain't even got nothing to do with no government or no like God curse or nothing of that. Nothing like that. It ain't even got to do with no immigrants. Niggas is pussy. This is why we've been running around these clowns doing the same shit, either talking about God, the devil, hocus pocus, slavery, old evil white dude, the greenback. Because some motherfuckers have left God and the white dude just for some money. They think that, stupid shit. But no, I did some research, something that anybody could do. All these people with, all the fans and stuff. They could have been did this shit. A lot of y'all could have been did this. You just not thinking clear because you're fan lusting. You know what I'm saying? You's a fan. You's a knucklehead fan. You just in love with dumb shit. But I know why. Scared. That's the truth. That's the ultimate truth. Ultimate truth is this nigga's scared. These niggas is scared. These niggas is scared. And nobody's admitting this shit. Nobody's keeping it real. This nigga's scared. They have to be some scary ass niggas. It's the only way that it makes any sense. Because it's very simple math. 71 years versus 89 years is basically, let's do it like this. You hear how people always say, Brother Sanchez was just talking about it. You hear how people always say, oh, we tried it with the Republicans, we tried it with the Democrats, and they both playing with us. This is far from true. And this actually doesn't even make any fucking sense. You have been put in an illusion. You have been put in an illusion that doesn't make any sense. From 1865 to 1936, American Negroes were Republicans. From 1936 to 2025, niggas have been Democrats. Okay. Which one do you think is better? I can hear y'all already. Oh, black people are 100 times better off than what they were back then. Not by a long shot. You guys are better in the sense of what? Honestly, I really don't know. Because if it's attention from the world, whoever said that was a good thing. Whoever said having the world all in your business was a good thing. I don't remember anybody saying that. But whatever. You got celebrities, entertainers, you got black billionaires, you got Oprah Winfrey and Jay-Z, have you seen any progress with all this money, with all the money, the BET owners, the original ones, Bob Johnson, all that stuff? Do you guys own more stuff now? You guys ever heard of the illusion of inclusion, where they make you think that you're a part of something when you're not? So you have more celebrities now, you have more athletes, you have more fame, you have more publicity, all that different stuff. And you guys don't own anything like of major revenue. You kind of did, but y'all be selling stuff. And, the reason that you guys sell your stuff I don't know.
This nigga's scared.
That's what I take it as. I take it as y'all scared because, you know, to own capital and stuff takes responsibility, and maybe it's a lot easier to just put the blame on somebody else and then just keep whining and bullshitting and, you know, fucking off until, you know, the whole team goes nowhere. Maybe that's what it is. I don't truthfully believe that. I think that's a spell put on people by the boule. Actually, I know it's true. But my whole interest is the 71 versus the 89. When you really look at it, when you look at the 89 years, this is more years. This is more technology. This is better cars. This is cell phones. This is airplanes. This is all this different stuff. So you can't say that it's one-sided on my side. You know what I'm saying? I'm going for the 71. I'm going for the 71 years. Most people are going to say that 89 years we've had more progress. This is where it starts. It starts in 1936. That's where it starts. Black Americans start going Democrat. That's the 89 years. Like I said, you got the athletes, you got the entertainers, you got the movie directors, you know, the super soaker. You got some stuff. You know, you got some stuff. Michael Jackson. You know, you got some stuff. But do you guys own anything? No. Okay, if we go from 1936 to 1865, just in that, we won't even go all the way to 36. Let's just go from 1865 to 1877. You had so many towns and inventions right off the jump. You guys were all married. There wasn't no kids out of wedlock like that. There was a bunch of junkie drug dealers. You guys were more, you know, God orientated. And this is in a worse time for you. This is when racism is real serious. Because a lot of people will say, well, yeah, black people had to stick together because it was racist. So you're telling me when it's less racist, that's when you shouldn't stick together? That I don't think racism really matters. I think, you know, all people probably want to stick together. That makes sense. I mean, when you know, Hispanic people get locked up, they're not all there for the same crime. They're not even all from the same parts of town. They're not even all friends. Some of them are enemies. But they have to put all that to the side to unite together because strength is in numbers. And they know that they're going to be here for a while. They're not going to be able to leave. And it's wiser for us to work with each other than against each other. And it helps them in the long run. They save a lot more money that way. They cover more ground. They don't have to worry about people infiltrating because they're all on the same accord, same race base. It works. So it works. You know, we're not going to sit here and say that it doesn't. And like I said, this is not going against anybody else. This is talking about, because see, that's another thing. I keep telling people, black people are not a minority. Black people are just as American as white people. They have more of a story here. They do. White people and black people have been here around the same time. So, well, some older than others, but I'm talking about corporation-wise, they both have been here. So, you know, they're kind of similar. You know what I'm saying? They both like the whole football, basketball thing, rock and roll, even hip-hop. You know, it's like the biggest artist that wasn't black to blow up in hip-hop would have to be Eminem. It probably had to be the white guy. I think if Big Pun wouldn't have passed, he would have been, he would have took that spot way before Eminem. But, you know, stuff happens. And then at the same time, it's not fair to use a Puerto Rican because they're American too. So that really wouldn't even like technically count, but that's whatever. In 71 years, right after slavery, black people were more family orientated. They were more into self-preservation. They had way more businesses. They had way more patents. They were looked at as prestige people. Like nobody looks at old black Americans and looks at them as like bad people. Most people don't. Most people look at them like those were, the good ones, whatever. They didn't have a bunch of abortions, and they didn't have a bunch of like drama. They stuck to themselves. Once 36 happens, and then this 89-year trail starts. That's when they get involved in Hollywood, the sports, the colleges, all trying to wove in with the Democrat side. And they just lost all their businesses. They lost their spiritual connection. They don't get along with each other very well anymore. They don't work with each other very well. And then people try to use this as a stereotype, like if that was always them. And it's like, that's impossible. They had their own towns. They had to work with each other. What are you saying? Their towns were dilapidated? That's not true, because there wouldn't have been anything to steal. There wouldn't have been anything to burn down. There wouldn't have been anything to take. Now, if you burn down, public housing, they'll rebuild it, but they'll probably kick you out. You'll probably never be able to live there again. But that's not yours anyway, so it doesn't matter. I think this is a conversation that I would prefer black Democrats to look at. I guess anybody can listen to this conversation, but I would prefer black Democrats to listen to this, because I feel it's y'all. I feel y'all are the ones like shook. You know what I mean? Just
nigga scared. This nigga scared.
That's y'all to me, because with you guys, we don't own anything. It's just an image. It don't even look good at this point. With the stripping and the killing, and the black representation is terrible right now. So you don't even have that anymore. It was different when it was, overshadowed by a bunch of athletes and good actors. But rap has took such a turn for the worse. It's like the representation is terrible. So for 89 years, going up with technology, we got more disorientated, we got more dysfunctional, we more split up. We're not together. But if you go back before the Democrat invasion or inclusion, we were right tight and good to go. And it's like, though, that is a clear-cut case of what happens when you policy shift. When you shift your policies, the American blacks are a prime example of what can happen to a group of people. If you fall fully propagandized, you just fall for all propaganda that's around. This is what can happen to your group. Your group can be self-destructive. It can be detrimental to itself. And this is the split. Check it out. From 1936. Well, okay, it starts in 1865, and then from 1865 to 1936, blacks are pretty much conservative Republicans. From 1936 to 2025, blacks have been Democrat. Okay. If you look at the blacks before 1936, blacks had way more stuff. They had way more patents. They had way more like stuff, the Harlems and all that. Like they had way more stuff. When you get to 1936 up, blacks have way more clout and fame and attention, but they own nothing. Like, always remember, there's some scary shit out here as like a black man, an American Negro, an Aboriginal. There's some scary shit out here. There's at least two, but I know there's more. But there's at least two stories that have happened to Aboriginal women for not knowing the score and not paying attention and not listening. Diana Summers and Tina Turner. Both of these women were highly paid and highly successful. When Diana Summers passed, none of her kids got any of her money. Okay. But not just that, she had a mansion that was paid off. It was hers. Do you know that mansion is abandoned to this day? The mansion never got sold. Her kids never got no money. Nobody in it got anything. I mean, nobody ended up getting anything. No, donation, nothing. It's just covered in a bunch of grass and stuff off somewhere. Just abandoned. What was she doing? Sleeping with white men. Not dealing with her people at all. One of her fans has it's on the internet. One of her fans, when they met her, they was like so disappointed because she was so like rude to them and like on some racist shit. And they're like, yo, she's black too. Like, I don't get it. Like, but she was like really like standoffish towards her black fans, but she was signing for the white ones, taking pictures, all types of, like they bear witnessed it. So whatever. That's one. Okay, then you got Tina Turner. Tina Turner ends up marrying some, European dude, whatever. All those kids that she has, none of them got a dime. All that money she left to the white guy. That was the other case. O.J. Simpson, just recently, all of his money from his estate, all of it went to the victims. In the end, his kids get nothing. I think about, R. Kelly's, Bill Cosby's and stuff. Even if you want to say these people are guilty, it doesn't matter. It's like there's something bigger at hand. When you make a deal with these Jewish contracts, when you make a deal with these motherfuckers, it's like it screws you in the end. Okay, from 1936 moving on, here comes this civil rights stuff. Here comes Jacob Rothschild. Here comes taking pictures with, Martin Luther King and his wife, and here comes the bill and stuff like that, even though it gets overshadowed by civil rights. And it's funny because the bill really was an Indian rights bill, and it's like it was overshadowed by this phrase civil rights. I find that interesting. But you go from this, we together. You know what I'm saying? Making music, we suited and booted, we something to be proud of. We go from that to, and remember, we had the chitlin circus. Everybody was helping each other out. Everybody was trying to, bring it home, keep the business moving. Went from that to this, to where, first of all, they're extremely effeminized, extremely homosexual, even down to dreadlocks. Dreadlocks is extremely effeminate because it's long hair, They snuck that on black men with the whole, this is your natural stuff. No, the fuck it's not. Everybody didn't even have hair. First of all, there's bald head Africans. There's Africans with the mohawk. There's Africans who keep their hair wrapped up. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of them dudes in East Africa, that stuff ain't from no Muslims and stuff like that. It's like the sand will get all in your head. It'll get all in your hair and stuff. The turban makes perfect sense for someone who's in the desert. It's like, that's not just regulated to some people you claim from the Middle East. No, that's anybody that's inhabiting the deserts. It's like they're going to have something wrapped on their head. So there's plenty of styles that people could have took upon that would represent, some original people type of science. They didn't have to take dreads. Why would they put that out there? Any Jamaican that you meet, any true Jamaican will tell you, in Jamaica, only like the homeless people wear that. You know what I'm saying? It's the homeless people that are like wearing dreads and stuff like that. Most Jamaicans don't, like the business people, they don't have all that stuff on it. No, those are like the city dwellers, the people that don't really have nothing. So like I said, you got all the money, you got all the fame, but there's no unity. People aren't together and stuff. It's like them brothers used to have battles. Used to have jazz off contests, you know what I'm saying? Coltrane versus Thelonious Monk and all them, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody used to get it in, you know, Miles Davis and everybody. But now look, it's all about, yo, I'm better than you. Yo, my album sold more than you. I'm better than you. I'm cooler than you. It's like, it's a big difference in energy, period. The whole energy is different. We used to be proud to get it in together, to be representing the same team. You know, now it's your Crip, your Blood, your East Coast, your West Coast. You know what I'm saying? We're the Midwest. We're better than both of you. We're the South. We're better than all three of you. It's like y'all done separated so much because of what? From 1936 going up, you went Democrat. Your policies became more independent, self-serving, selfish. You know, instead of addressing the issue. See, like, excuse me, to me, Democrats are like pacifiers and pampers. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? They don't address you taking a shit on yourself and teach you how to, you know, when you feel that moment to go to the party, you know what I'm saying, train you, you know what I'm saying, to be a better person. Or, you know what I'm saying, pacify you with, you know, instead of figuring out what your emotions is, why you so damn emotional, you know what I'm saying, like get you into activities and stuff. No, the Democrats would rather keep you shitting on yourself and just like diapering you, you know what I'm saying, instead of teaching you how to do it, or pacifying you instead of finding out what's the problem to make the solution to the cause. It's like that has always been their energy. That's what food stamps is. Food stamps is not addressing why do you need food stamps. Oh, I can't. I don't have the time to go to work because I have to babysit. Okay, why do you have so many kids? Oh, because, you know, people have said, okay, why do you have so many kids with men that aren't willing to take care of their own kids? You know what I'm saying? It's like things have to be addressed. Nothing changes if nothing changes. You have to make a move. Something has to switch. Same thing that happened to my people. As you see, something switched. We used to be all down for each other. Used to be able to do business with each other, get good business going. Now people don't trust each other. Where the hell did that come from? How y'all don't trust each other, but you trust this contract from this Jewish dude, and you see countless of times y'all niggas losing in the long run. You have fun for the little bit, but it don't last forever. You know, you got Jay-Z and Beyonce taking out mortgage loans and shit. It's like, bro, this shit is weird. Like, this don't make no sense. This shit is weird. Who said they was homeless? One of these white actors just admitted they fucking homeless. I don't know if it's Kevin Spacey or somebody, I forgot, but it was some white person. They just admitted that shit. They're like, oh, I'm homeless. What? Where the hell is Hollywood Rehab? Where's y'all retirement home? What's the point of doing this shit? You know what I'm saying? You got the Amber girl, she out there fucking her face all up, body talking about she been touched by the Dan Snyder cat. Everybody just threw it under the rug. Nobody even brought this shit up. Everybody was more concerned about Diddy than the fucking children. Y'all all on Cassie story and stuff like that. Like, who gives a damn? It's like, what about the kids, bro? This motherfucker had access to a bunch of children. Y'all over here talking about grown freak offs making jokes about baby oil and stuff. It's like nobody clearly gives a damn on this Democrat side. There's no like realism around. Oh, they do. The Republicans get involved too. Yeah, bro. Y'all talking about Hollywood shit. I'm talking about looking at a group and looking at them from beginning to now, and it's like only a damn fool can't see that clearly there's some energy involved in policies. Clearly there's an energy switch. There's a difference because one is too lenient upon your ignorance and one is trying to stir you away from it. And if you just look at the facts, this is more of a racist time. The Klan is around. The Ku Klux Klan is around these people. They more down for each other. Okay. You telling me I take the Ku Klux Klan away and now y'all more separated from each other? and not getting business done, not making new towns, not making new banks. You know what I'm saying? Wearing white people tailors, not making your own tailors, not doing your own thing. Seems a little off. With all this technology and all this money around, this would be the best time to do it. You would think, but the policies would have to change. And that's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is at the end of the day, black people can argue about the Republicans all they want. Them policies you need. You don't need no more radical Marxist, communist, fucking socialists out there throwing up Stalin fists, talking about they fighting for the power and shit. Man, all that revolutionary talk is corny anyway, because you're in a time where it's like revolution doesn't have to be bloody. You can win with your dollar. You can win with your vote. You could easily do that. Y'all can easily make a pocket, a straight pocket where it's a solid like voting block forever. Like this is the way it's going to go. Nobody's switching up. Everybody's staying on the same thing. But I get it. You fall for the pennies in the front, not seeing the billions in the back. But it's just a simple turnaround. That's all I'm saying. It's just a simple turnaround. People just got to want more and look at it like strategically. Too many of us are thinking individually, out the door, we're going to make it. But you're seeing that we're not. And if the whole thing fall, if the whole country fall, where are these people going? These welfare people, that shit ain't everywhere. Where are you going? So you're better off, like they say, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, but just be glad that there's like 40 million other bootstraps beside you. And y'all can run it. Y'all can take it over. Celebrities should have been put on ice because they don't do enough. These charities you never know about. They never change any condition of their own people. You never see them really change anything. They're just taking pictures and looking stupid. The entertainers are all bling bling. They're all self-centered. They're not about group economics, and they're not giving any good, substance, any good nourishment, whether it's mental, physical, or spiritual at all. So it's just time to look at things different. You know what I'm saying? People gave so much praise to Erykah Badu. She had butt naked on stage. She got a bunch of kids out of wedlock. She hanging out with old, witches and stuff like that. It's like, how can you praise these people? Where are you doing? Oh, it's Africa. Well, clearly Africa is cool with the devil, because didn't they sell these Africans to the white dude? Didn't they sell these Africans to the Arab? So don't hit me with that old African stuff. That's corny. White dude set me free, but he did a bunch of dirty shit too. Okay. You don't see me praising him. Why the fuck am I going to praise Africans? They did the same dirty shit. I don't think any group is without correction. That's just being honest. I don't think there's any group on earth that's just perfect people. It's life. We're human. It's a work in progress, but that's what it is. It's a work in progress, and we got to get this thing in motion. That's all I'm saying. 2026 coming. It's about time. You know what I'm saying? Trump did his thing. Yeah, all right. It's about time. About time to that, what they call as a black agenda. It's time for that. But we got to put these boule motherfuckers on ice, though. All these, like, college people, y'all was wrong. Y'all was wrong with Hillary. Y'all was wrong with Harris. Y'all was wrong with Biden. Y'all was wrong with Plaskett. Y'all was wrong with Jeffries. Y'all been wrong with everything. Pelosi, nigga, you're just wrong. Y'all just don't know what you're talking about. You suck. All right, period. Y'all ain't even getting us no damn I ain't heard about no, whiz kids coming out to HBCUs lately. That's all I'm saying. I ain't heard about no damn new Bobby Fishers in this piece. So clearly, you little ritual orgy, dumb stuff that y'all doing, you know what I'm saying, bringing Sexy Red and people like that, making the Stallion to the White House, or playing Sexy Red and bringing people like Megan Thee Stallion to the White House. It's not beneficial. And we're tired of this terrible representation, and we really don't want it. So do the math. 71 years versus 89 years in less time and in more of a racist system in more of a low income economy, we did way more than every basketball player you can name. We did way more. Because remember, all they doing is playing with balls. That's it. Inspiration to what? Nothing. Because only 3% go anyway. That's another video I had about this whole Illuminati thing and how we should know that they're handpicking these like athletes and stuff like that because only 3% go. Why didn't we even look at that? The number just sticks out for itself. Why is that 3 even around there? Because they already know what they're doing. This is all selected. But why do they have the black group, one of the strongest groups? Why do they keep them playing with balls? Why do they keep them occupied on that mission? Because they know these are your builders. These guys are strong. Yes, they would be perfect to make a town with. Yes, they would be perfect to make houses with and electricity and all the yes. See, but they keep your livestock occupied in that. You don't see a bunch of Asians in sports. They run into shit. You don't see a bunch of Hindus in sports, but they got all this money and capital gain. Why? Because the priorities, like how you gonna build a town? How you gotta get in certain fields and certain craftsmanships. It would be certain business you'd have to be doing. Why would they keep this group dancing around? And who you making rich? That's the funny thing. All your muscle is playing with balls, not building towns and shit. And who you getting rich at the end of the day? The small hat and the white dude. The white dude owns the stadiums. The small hat owns the teams. It's like, what? Y'all don't see this? y'all don't see the ways down? Nah, because they gave you some attention. They put you back on the damn minstrel show stage. It's impossible to deny because it's like ever since you started bojangling, they gave you a bunch of money, but money don't make pride. Money don't make foundation. Money don't make the village. Money that has nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Money, honestly, is credit off of resources. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it is. That's why a lot of these people are coming from all these other countries and stuff because their resources is slim because their economics is slow. Like they don't know how to do proper business. So even if you have resources there, if you don't know how to promote it right, Venezuela got all the oil in the world, but it's dirty. Y'all don't take care of your natural like resources. So it's like it's not even good. China and Russia have been serving dirty coal oil for decades. You know what I'm saying? It's filthy oil. Everybody, it's crude. It's crude oil. Everybody knows this. It's like, okay, you don't take care of your resources or your resources are garbage. It is what it is. Where we are, we helped found, you know what I'm saying? From the cotton gin to so many different other things. It's like, do you know how many tribes that y'all don't know about because they just murdered them off? So many black tribes that they reclassified just to push them off land so they could be like fucking Jet Clampett in this motherfucker. There's so much. Where are they getting the fucking oil from? Yeah, so just Texas, the white dude just is his oil, right? Even though there's people already there that have been there, like they ain't seen an oil spurt before. Motherfucker, you are okay. You made the car, okay, bro. You owe me bread. So it's your fucking land. You gonna push me off, kill me? Oh look, I found some oil. No, bitch, that oil was always there. Motherfucker, that's not yours. But I'm saying that to say this. That's the same thing with Harlem, Colfax, Rosewood, Lanier, you know, and so on and so on. It's like you had land. You now have way more access to financial gain. And you have your true freedom papers, so to speak. Now you like they can't just do certain things. The cameras is there, everything's there, okay, but you're not unified. Y'all not united, and you ain't putting, like I said, you ain't put your celebrities on ice. They need to be on notice. They should have been on notice. Yo, y'all need to all put in $1 million, cold $1 million, all of you. All you need to put in, look, it's little money. I'm asking for little bread. All you need to put in, especially you rappers. You rappers need to be taxed bad. Man, the gangbangers been taxing these motherfuckers. These people had no fly zones and shit, check in and stuff. You paying these alcoholic drug dealers? Yeah, you got to check in. You paying the problem? Celebrities are paying the problem. instead of putting into community, outreach groups and all different types of stuff, so they can get certification papers, like a little mini junior colleges or something for like trade school. Put it in the community so they can start building and making revenue right in the community. It's like buying back the block. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all just left it from the crack, all abandoned, all these burning houses. Okay, it's time to rebuild. Shoot, the grass grow, mow it. The house burnt, rebuild it. You know what I'm saying? New copper in this joint. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, these crackheads. Okay, you need neighborhood watch. You need crackhead ass whoop watch. I've been said that. Pay me some good young youth like 18 years old now. We're not killing nobody. You putting the belt on you a dope fiend. Out here trying to break in stuff. Nah, community wise, bring it back to the old school. Not just sitting out here. If the dude could do it in New York, then we can do it everywhere that we are. The Silver dude, if he could do the Guardian Angels, bro, you can do that. Y'all, ain't no profit been coming from that. Ain't no big making the right moves. And you can't make the right moves anyway, because it's impossible for God to turn to the devil. It doesn't make any sense. All these people claim the same nonsense. Oh, they all started as revolutionary groups. How y'all start positive and end up negative, bro? Clearly, you were never positive, and we shouldn't be messing with you. Because if God can switch to the devil that quick, then nigga, there's no point of this shit. There's no point of it. Like when you talking to somebody and they blurt out their mouth, the gangs that cause all the havoc and chaos today used to be positive. That's emphatically non-cipher. It doesn't make any sense. Something that's positive can't turn negative. Something negative can turn positive. That's true. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can turn something from bad. You know what I'm saying? People rehabilitate all the time. But you're not supposed to be able to turn something that's good into something bad. That's not the daycare should never become the crack house. You know what I'm saying? The hospital should never become the morgue or the funeral home. It's like that. No, it just doesn't. It's like I said. It makes it to where there's no point of doing anything. There's no point of doing good at all, because if y'all just gonna fall. And plus, I don't buy that shit. I see all these other groups. Get the fuck out of here. I see how it works. Italians for Italians, Jew for Jew, Hispanic for Hispanic. Okay, so what is the problem? So I bring you back to the 71 years. Maybe y'all need to go backwards. Y'all need to go back to the 71. But guess what? There's no Klan this time. Y'all ain't got to worry about that stuff. And with less crime being done by black people, it takes the camera off us on these other motherfuckers. That's how the black dude's been able to dunk the 77.1. The whole buying kitty porn and stuff. He's the number one contender in this joint. Nobody's talking about it, because we talking about violent crimes and they talk about per capita, but it's like, well, wait a minute, keep throwing them flash words in there. You want to throw violent. You want to throw per capita. Who gives a damn? Black people are 41% of the prison system. Whites are 36%. Now, per capita, flash word that one. They can't, because they'll be like, oh yeah, they're of course white people are like them. They're not innocent. There are most people here, but it's not for violent crime. Okay, so you are the one who's putting kiddie porn as not violent, but I say touching kids is a form of violence. So now who has the most violent crime per capita? See, it's all on how you want to play this word game. It's all word spells. Black people doing violence mainly to themselves. Y'all got a few white people that got killed on some bus and Charlie situations. I give you that. Yeah, those are fucked up. But there's too many white kids in foster homes and orphanages and all them types of. What's up with that story? What's up with the little white girl that was fucking raped and passed around and murdered? She was like 7, 8 years old. It happened somewhere in the South. I think Albuquerque or Texas, somewhere down there. But it's a story. A lot of people know about this story. There wasn't no other race around. What about them other white people that just got playing off on the acting like they some Indians? starving the fucking kid. The kid had been safely to the worst. Police got arrested them. And guess what? The parents fat than a motherfucker. I'm talking about 2 tub of large, just pieces of shit. Kids starving to death. Well, clearly, bitch, y'all had food around here. Now, we're not throwing that on white people because starving kids, you know what I'm saying? A lot of weird people do that shit. Shit, we seen that black woman who did that with like, I think 3 kids. She left in the house for like a whole year or maybe even longer than that. It was fucking terrible. But what I'm saying is the point of violence doesn't always have to be physical. Motherfuckers don't get. Like, what about, you know, like they say, mental abuse. You know what I'm saying? Spiritual abuse. Okay, well, what about mental violence? You know what I'm saying? You can traumatize people, you know, threaten little kids. Okay. I think that's kind of where my people is at right now. They up in some mental trauma that they not realizing, yo, you got to get out of that. You got to get out of that and go back to your prime. Because like, what's the point of the blueprint or the scroll? You know what I'm saying? In the dojo and all that. Yo, what up, Lake? Yo, I ain't seen you in a minute, man. Peace and love, bro. But what's the point of the scroll in the dojo? What's the point of a fucking the fuck was that? So, I forgot what the hell his name was. Old boy from Bloodsport, though. His sensei, you know what I'm saying? Talking about 2,000 years. Knowledge passed down from father to son, father to son. What's the point of the Bible? Like, what's the point of keeping old information if you're not going to use it? It's pointless to even have around. So all this information is ours. This one time on earth, we ain't even got to go to Africa. Motherfuckers be going to Africa for shit you don't need. Motherfuckers going to Egypt and shit. What the fuck is that going to benefit you now? If Rome was able to thrive past Egypt when Egypt fell, if fucking West Africa with the Moors and Timbuktu was able to thrive past Egypt, if England was able to thrive past Egypt, India, if fucking all this, like, bruh, nobody stopped at Egypt. Just as soon as Egypt fell, the whole earth was just like, oh no, what are we gonna do? It's like, bruh, Indians still building pyramids in 1600s. It's like, what? So I don't even need to go that far. The Aboriginal talk is something different. That's trying to clarify that motherfuckers is home already. But I don't even have to go that far back. I can just go to the 1865 to 1936. And then I can go from 1936 to 2025. And I can see the dynamic has switched and the unity is gone. And it's not about trying to be old and get with the times. That has nothing to do with it. Why the fuck in the times of the day, I got to be on the losing team with all this credit for, with all this past credits and just all this flyness that I've shown and proved that I get done. And then in today's time, I'm still showing and proving all this fly stuff, but they got me kind of like a mule again, where I'm just like dunking, singing and dancing and shit, and fighting on camera and looking stupid, and the money's not getting invested right. It's not rebuilding the block. It's not rebuilding the neighborhood. It's not bringing peace. You know what I'm saying? It's not doing anything. It's not manifesting anything great. It's just paying the small hat and white dude. When I have my own town, something's not adding up. I'm saying I think it's time to go back. Look at where we went from 1936 on. We fell. We fell. Everything we've been doing now is making somebody else rich, selling all of our original products, and not agreeing and arguing with each other. That's all we're getting. But if we go back, we creating the numbers. We got the chitlin circuit. We don't need these people. We got speakeasies. We got our own butcher shops, our own tailors. Our own towns. We inventing patents. That means it ain't even got to be in America's archives because they don't even archive all of our great patent creators anyway. But shoot, we doing our own thing, man. Like, you gotta remember, yo, like, this is Black Edison time. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you go back to the 71 years, you making the electric roller coaster over here. You making the cookie cutter. You making the potato chip. You know what I'm saying? You making ice cream and all that. You know, you making the third cylinder, the fourth cylinder. You making the Thermo King, basically. It's like Frederick Patterson basically came up with the patent that made the Thermo King. That's how we have like ice trucks. That's how you can, you know, move ice around and shit with the Freon and all that. Basically, like, we created that. You know what I'm saying? I can go on and on, man, on and on. It's like so much stuff that we did is just so important. It's like ridiculous. There'd be no subway in New York, period, if it wasn't for us. We made all that shit, the whole concept, the subway, the trolley, the train, all of it. It's all me, B. And I'm like, that's the time we need to get back to. Too many of these guys out here have us like arguing with this Democrat Republican shit. I keep telling people, you already got the science of the Democrat. You already know about being selfish, self-loathing. Oh, but I want to feed everybody, but I'm going to take all the money in jet. You know what I'm saying? And people's just going to be starving for at least 4 years until I come back again. And I'm going to tell them, you know what I'm saying, I'm Robin Hood. I'm going to get that bread and tax the rich. And I'm going to take all the money again and I'm going to jet. And then I'm going to wait another 4 years and I'm going to come back. It's like, come on, man. All right, I got that science. I understand. Dirtbag weasel. I got that. All right. Let's go back to the Republican side, though. Let's go back to hard work pays off. You know what I'm saying? Square dealing, family orientated, business. You know what I'm saying? Having God at the forehead and the front head. I mean, and here's the thing about God. Y'all can put whoever you want there. This whole true and living God, man, knock that off. You using the spell casting in English. Of course, it's a true and living God. You, Spirit of life, Holy Spirit, you the one reading it. Of course, the true and living God. You the one reading the book. So the interpretation is going to fall on the fool or the genius. That's neither here nor there. But as far as the title, you put whatever you want to put there. Your mama can be your God. I don't have nothing to do with that. But it has to be beneficial. You know what I'm saying? Because it has to be stronger than you and over you for you to, you know, follow it and obey it and for it to work. Just check the math. Check the math from 1936 and see the switch that took place and how we went, you know what I'm saying, from the great us to fucking cheese graters. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't give a fuck what nobody say. We like putting people up next to Malcolm and Martin that are just like rhymers. And they even really drop no, like their best shit to you in your heart of hearts ain't even saying nothing great about your people. It's probably some crack verse or you know what I'm saying, something about some fly ass outfit or how I have more money than you. It's like you don't even see what you documented in your own mind. That's why them people back in the day was better than us. You know what I'm saying? They songs was talking about let's work it out. Can we get along? You know, my girl, I love you. You know, that's my man. Will you marry me? I'm there for you. You know what I'm saying? Let's pray together. It's like their energy made the circumstance of good people because that's the vibration they was putting themselves in, good spirit. It's not that they didn't have fight the power. It's not that they didn't have strange fruit. It's not that they didn't have a lot of different real stuff that they were saying. That's not the point. But they stayed well grounded in a love for themselves, their people, and God. And that's the foundation. It's not the boule stuff at the church. Somebody jumping around, hitting you with they suit coat, and you passing out. It's not about none of that. If you fall for that, you in the devil house. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna fucking illusionate you for the rest of your life. You're gonna be a slave to illusions. But if you know the truth about good building and good fortune and good nature and somebody being positive with you, you know what I'm saying? To spark your aspirations in your minds to move in the right way, then you'll clearly see that these dudes have had us in a spell for a long time. It's been a long time. Nobody, like, even back in the day, even the rules of the street, the rules of a gangster, silence. You know what I'm saying? They snuck around the drugs and stuff. They ever like put it out in front. Now dudes is bragging about it. Like, I get leaked out. I serve this. It's like you brag. I just moved 100 keys. It's like, dog, you're not supposed to be saying nothing. You like, what do you want? Us to all get pinched? You want the whole enterprise to fall because you want to run your mouth and you want to act like you cool, but running your mouth is not cool. Nothing cool about being a fucking stoolie. So who would put you on that mission? Who would put you in a backward sense? You know, you talking about murders and stuff. It's like, who does that? Who talks about what they're doing? I mean, you know what? First of all, I'm not knocking what you're saying. Like, it's not even off topic. I get what you mean. Somebody else was discussing that. Personally, the mental asylums, that goes a few ways. There wasn't as much medicine as there is now. You always got to remember that. And then always remember that people in the nut houses were on the loopy pills. So when you see how when crack comes out, people are starting getting stabbed, thrown off of third floor buildings and shit. It wasn't always just the drugs, because Reagan released the nut house people at that same time. The same time crack's about to come out, like a year and a half before he let out all the nut house people. So they already on pills. The shit just went bananas. But you know, it got to do with that and then indoctrination too. You know what I'm saying? Certain people knew some stuff, like everybody knows that. You know what I'm saying? They was throwing gays in there, women in there, people that knew too much, crazy motherfuckers. Insane asylum back in the day was like literally what it is. You know what I'm saying? Insane asylum. As far as the cathedrals and everything, that's just going along with the World Fair science. It makes no sense for people to build something that looks better than the towns you live in now and then just break it down every year. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I'm not buying it. So when it comes to a lot of the cathedrals and stuff like that, they're not even built like things in England. England don't have a lot of the stuff that's over here, which is very interesting, but that's going to tie into Indians, a few more situations, some Spaniards, you know what I'm saying? Because the artwork, you can tell. It's just like the other video I got coming up about how the original clan are the Black Moors. They're the Black Moors that was kicked out of Spain because they were marching in the streets, so they had to cover their faces. They wore white and black. That's funny. The chessboard, very interesting. But that's for another video. All I'm saying is this come out. Yo, I think dudes is shook to the fact that we all can. Oh shit. Well, yeah, that's funny too. Like I said, I was talking about that. But I think they all shook to the fact that we can clearly see they could be doing way more.
Nigga scared.
They could be doing way more to get back to the point of where we were, but they're not trying to because they shook.
Double burger with cheese. This nigga scared.
They shook. They shook because of the money. They looking at the money and the clout and the attention because they don't want us to all rise. Because then, you know, the truth will be shown. A lot of people have been kicking the facts for a long time. They can't get caught out there like that, knowing that they sold out for a check because you only live once and, you know, party up and all that. They don't want to look. They don't want to be looked at like that. Maybe because they didn't believe. Maybe they didn't believe that, you know, we could get it together and really bring it back. But I say that to say this. Just give it time. Just give it time to really understand the difference between Democrats and Republicans and stop being so fanny. Stop being so like, I have to pick one or the other. No, you're supposed to master them both. And all of us, we only been here so many summers. Okay, we've all been in a Democrat mind, all of us. But if you're from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, it's weird because your parents weren't these type of Democrats. The Democrats you see today are like radical Democrats, they're radical leftists. We grew up with moderate Democrats. You know what I'm saying? In your household, you grew up with like blue dogs. So at the same time, they was a Democrat, they went to work. These are blue collar people. So you were learning Republican traits. That's why today it's weird when you hear about, Democrats wanting to let a bunch of illegals in and give them money and all this. It's weird to you because you're like, we was never like that. And that's why when you look back at old tapes from Barack and Hillary Clinton, they're talking the same way that Donald Trump is today. They're saying the same thing. You're going to have to learn English. You're going to have to get to the back of the line. You're going to have to pay a fine. You're going to have to go through the proper channels. It's like they're saying the same exact thing because those were your type of Democrat parents that you were growing up with. You were growing up with moderate Democrats. Not these motherfuckers today. They didn't push so far left that the right opened up, that we even started to look at stuff and started to realize, Ulysses Grant did fight for black people. Oh, wow. So Ulysses Grant and Abraham Lincoln are generals in the same war together. They right hand, they're working with each other. People say Abraham Lincoln just did it for the Union. Okay, fine. Well, what about Ulysses Grant after Abraham then died and he's shooting pistols riding for black Republicans? What about that? Sometimes we just got to clean it up. That's all I'm saying. We got to clean it up, research more. We got to research more and do better. And just give things a chance. That's all. I did see that, but see that I'm looking at that like ritual. The old turkey in the hood thing. That's why he was mad when he was doing it. I'm starting to realize certain things. The whole Nino Brown thing. Why would they always bring it back to some crack demon who destroyed his own people? It's always symbolism in there. Always. Yo, but I got a jet. Big up your folks, man. Ride out for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? Analyze the truth, man. Shit. It's only here once. So from 1865 to 1936, from 1936 to 2025. You tell me, ever since we went Democrat, have we gotten better? I do not see it.